What is up, YouTube land? We're back with Juggernaut. Let's get started. I kind of forget where I was, so you know that's a whole thing. So here we have a secret panel. It's a hole for something. Oh my god, it's been so long since I played. What is the menu? R1, right? Something I would have definitely figured out. All right, so we're gonna use the crank. Definitely not the standard Resident Evil crank for sure. So, you know what? With the time I have available here, which is about 30 minutes, this might be perfect for getting done what I want to get done. So we're currently in the juvenile body. I don't know if you can tell, we're literally 1 inch off of the ground. And we want to go into... No... This one, yep. So we're going to be doing... We're going to be doing a bunch of switching between in this one, and we're going to be setting up some pretty crazy stuff. This game takes a really, really insane left turn, and does not turn back. Like it is something.
Yeah, well, I like this original part. There's a lot of like back and forth with like how it's structured.
As far as I can tell, we're actually almost done with the adult and the juvenile body. It's... Well, I guess we'll see. I won't go too much into it. Alright, so we're gonna turn into the adult body. Yes, yes. Alright, get out of here. We're gonna go back to that same door. Okay. Yeah, the story gets, like, insane. Like, if you think it's already kind of weird, like, holy moly. Alright, so we are going to continue on our way for a little bit. Dude, I love whoever did the soundtrack. It's, like, just right.
It is so atmospheric. Like, there's such a specific feeling. But there's still, like, some instrumentation, too. Like, when you get to the body switch room, I think I mentioned this in a previous part, but that little jingle that they do is so, like... I don't know, it's really good.
I absolutely agree. It's not a soundtrack you could, like, listen to,
No.
but it's something that it really fits.
It's like an ambient one, but
yeah.
it fits this game perfectly.
And it's one that if you're playing this game for hours on end, because how in the hell would you ever figure this stuff out right away, you're, like, not going to be annoyed with it. You're not going to have to, like, mute it while you're doing it. It's, like, just enough that it's...
and this is a game that I think isn't... Well, I guess we'll see in the future, but I don't think this game is necessarily scary, but the sound design really helps create, like, sort of a creepy atmosphere.
Yes. Yeah, the...
Even if it's not, like, Silent Hill scary.
The game does not get scary, it just gets weird.
Yeah.
And if you're like, hey, it's already kind of weird, you're playing as a body that, or a soul that goes from an adult to a juvenile body, well, let me tell you something, Sam. Let me tell you something, Jack. Alright, so we're going to go back to the juvenile body. And, yeah, in good news, after this video, I do not think we ever have to switch back. Or at the very least, it's a long while until we have to switch back. All right, so one of the downfalls with this stuff is like all I'm doing with this juvenile body is I'm opening this thing, and I'm using the crank again. So like that's the whole reason that I had to go ahead and do this.
Yeah, well, the mechanic of the switching the bodies is like kind of neat. It is so much like kind of back and forth, like I said.
It's the only.
So I'm glad that they're ditching it.
It's the only bad thing, and they make it very obvious by having you walk into this room. And there's 2 soul switchers, like, right next to each other, and you're like, well, of course that's what I'm going to do then. Like, I'm going to have something to do with that. And this is one of the most obvious examples of it. There's many other times that we've seen so far where it's not very obvious, but this one's like, oh, you have this tiny little part. Okay, you need the juvenile. Hopefully you have the crank already, obviously. And if you do, then at that point you can pretty much figure this out. This part out, not the rest of the game. dare I say it, this game gets very story heavy, and in a weird way, more actiony than you would expect from a game like this. Not very actiony, but more than you would expect.
Yeah.
All right, so we are back to the adult, and we want to walk through. We want to walk through the double doors again. If you remember from last time, and I know it's been a while, our main goal in this mansion is we needed to find paintings of our past
And cut them with a knife.
Cut them. It's about as symbolic as humanly possible.
There we
well,
go.
Guess what? Here she be. Forget. Do I have to? Yes, I do actually have to. And that means that we did it. And but by it I mean got all three of them throughout the level.
Boom!
Okay. Alright, so we are going to switch back to the juvenile body, sorry. And then we're gonna head back to the first floor. Now the main thing that we have to do in this game, like if you're, besides the absolute number one thing being, hey, you're inside your girlfriend's like subconscious and you're fighting these like demons and whatever. To fight the demons, you have to go to these, they call them microcosm hubs. And this whole game so far, everything we've done is to get essentially access to the microcosm and access with the items we need. So everything we've been doing is leading us up to getting to the microcosms. Then when you're at the microcosms, the interesting thing is the rest of the game takes place technically in the mansion, but it's all in this microcosm hub stuff, and technically they're like different worlds in the micro. Like when you go to the microcosm, it'll take you to this different like area, this different world.
I'm excited.
Inside / outside of the mansion. But first, we have to go back to the first floor. And unfortunately, and I'm sorry for this, guys, we have to go exchange bodies again. Because we can't have nice things.
Gotta switch out my 2-inch body.
Unfortunately, the 2-inch bodies, Soul Exchanger, if you remember from last time, and you keen viewers will, is on the second floor.
At the very end of it, too.
At the very end. That is correct.
Spencer just switches soul for a body that doesn't have bronchitis.
Yes, I would like that. I have had this cough and been feeling way less than 100% since before Thanksgiving. And that's not very common for me. And every time I go to the doctor, they're just like, well, it's not COVID. And I'm like, thanks. And they're like, did you get tested for COVID? And I'm like, no. And they're like, we're going to test for COVID. You're good. And then 2 days later, they're like, it wasn't COVID. And I'm like,
I know.
Okay. I mean, that's fine, but I'm still sick. Because the thing with COVID is, like, if you have COVID, they're like, okay, just rest it off. And it's like, okay. But I swear to God, before COVID, if you went in with, like, an affliction, they'd be like, oh, here's this medicine. Now they're like, oh, they don't. Do not.
What stinks that's not COVID? Nothing.
Literally. And, like, you almost want to lie, because I don't know if anyone's had to go to, like, you know, obviously for something like this, it's like you have bronchitis or something like that. You just want to go to, like, a quick care. But if you answer any of their questions in a positive, they make you, like a leper and have to, like, go sit in your car in the back until they come and grab you and, like, take you in the back entrance. So you don't have to, like, go past anyone. And a lot of the answers are, a lot of things are like, do you have a cough? And it's like, yeah, I have a cold. But it's like, no, do you have a cough? Okay, we'll go to the back then. Sorry, give me 1 sec. We want to switch to... Where's the... Oh, the adult one's at the end here. Good. Sorry. So, and, like, there's like, obviously with COVID, the thing that was very frustrating, and by the way, I'm not saying that it's not a thing. It is a thing. I had COVID, and it was, literally the sickest I've ever been ever, and it just was awful. But there's also other things that exist that aren't it, as crazy as that is. This whole crazy world. Anyway, now, like, they'll be like, do you have a cough? Yes. Okay, go around to the back. Do you have, like diarrhea? Yeah, I have stomach pains. Okay, go around the back. It's probably COVID. It's like, all right. Sounds good. Anyway, that's enough of that. All right, so we are going to head back to the left over here. And we're going to go to the room that we first started the mansion in. That is where that painting that we saw kind of like exploded. Yes, this is, I believe, where I want to be. I'm hoping. Pleased to be. The library.
In the place to be.
In the place to be. What's up, everybody?
We've been referencing that a lot.
I know. Tie my shoe if you're watching this right now. You made a song.
Watching the most niche playthrough on a channel that barely exists.
Let's go. Alright, so speaking of barely existing, that cutscene. And we have an axe now. So that's something.
That's spooky.
I do have one piece of bad news for everyone, and that's we have to go to the Soul Exchanger again.
Talking about axes, I finished God of War Ragnarok yesterday, and it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I thought 2018 was better in almost every way except for combat.
But should have gotten Game of the Year.
Oh yeah, I guess in the Game Awards, the Elden Ring one. I don't know. I don't think God of War Ragnarok deserved Game of the Year.
2022 was not particularly a strong year for new releases.
Dude, I'm not going to spoil anything, but
God dang it.
God of War Ragnarok, the narrative for like 80% of the game is just very aimless. Like, the whole thing about the end of God of War 2018 is that Kratos sees a prophecy where they fight against Odin and Thor in Ragnarok, and the prophecy that Kratos sees that Atreus doesn't see at the end of 2018 is that Kratos dies. And Atreus doesn't know, so he's just like training Atreus for those. I don't even know how long time elapses. But because Odin's like in a realm they can't get to, they're just like, what do we do? Kratos is like, I don't want to do anything. And Atreus is like, I want to do something. And it's like 80% of the game. They just wander around forever.
Speaking of wandering around forever, we unfortunately have to go back up and get the juvenile body again.
That's epic.
So just to go over it real quick, we had to use the juvenile body to get back up here. We had to lose that, go get the adult body to go get the axe, and then we had to lose the adult body and go get the juvenile body again so we can leave here again. Which again, I like this game a lot, and you're about to see in the next 15-20 minutes it's going to change a heck of a lot. But this part, that is the one fatal flaw. It's the coolest part of it, but also the biggest flaw. The simple fact that, like, this is brutal. Like, I wish there was just this is like a quality of life thing that wasn't really known in video games back then, but if there was a go to nearest, like, almost like a fast travel.
We need a Juggernaut director's cut on Steam in 2023.
Let's go. But, like, that's the kind of thing that someone would make nowadays if they made a game like this. They would have the quality of life to be like, do you want to switch bodies? Okay, you're automatically there.
But yeah, this is just like peak adventure game era. Like, they just did not think about stuff like that. Probably because they didn't want people to finish this game in 2 hours and return it to Blockbuster.
Yes. I mean, that's the main reason also why a lot of the games were very, very tough back then. Okay, so we are going to... Oh, man. I think we... Trevor, do you remember... We started on the first floor, I want to say. Let me think.
I think so.
Let me think while I'm moving.
Gotta run around and think.
Think. Yes,
I've got it.
We were on the first floor. Cool. Yeah, because we need to go to that one little tiny door that's only available to the literal ant that's crawling around here. Sorry. Sorry, I thought something was funny, body. Sorry, I won't ever laugh again, lest I cough.
Man, when I guess you didn't have the same thing as me, but I also had a pretty bad cough that would leave me I'd be cough for 20-30 seconds to the point of being lightheaded, but it was never as bad as yours.
Yep.
And mine was mostly just I coughed, but it was coughing up so much mucus.
I love being sick forever. Speaking of sick forever, no, this one doesn't work for it. We're gonna open this again. And we're gonna use the crank one more time. Which, by the way, once you go and get the axe, how would you ever be hey, why don't we try using this crank again? I would not have figured that out. I would have just aimlessly moved around. This
is definitely a game where it's fun playing it off a guide directly, but not fun to figure out stuff because this game seems so mind-bogglingly confusing.
For some parts, I just kind of messed around with it. For some parts, I just went literally 100% straight to the. I am too short to reach the doorknob. I went straight to the guide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't tell if it's just because I'm so pampered with modern game design, just pointing out exactly what to do within 5 seconds because they don't trust anybody. But there's also some point where the opposite, too much in the opposite direction is a bad thing.
Wasn't there a game recently we were complaining about that, or you were complaining about that, where it tells you was it God of War?
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok. If you don't know what to do for literally 5 seconds, they'll be hey, you should use your axe
and
to
hit
freeze
that thing.
this thing.
Yeah.
And the puzzles aren't even hard. I think I got stuck on one puzzle, and they told me the solution within 15 seconds. I was so mad.
Wish you could just turn that off.
Sometimes they tell you the solution literally instantly. You don't even get a chance. They're just hey, you should do this. Okay, thanks.
Okay. So if everything's right, we should be able to open this up. Okay. And we should be able to... Come on. Come on! And just... Yes! Okay, good. Good. We've been here before. I don't know if you remember the warm air coming out of your thing.
Yes.
But we've been here before, and that crank actually did it. So, awesome. Okay. So, we have been here before. We started, I think, our sit-down number 2 right here. And this place that we're going to go into is the Microcosm Hub. And pretty much the rest of the game will technically take place here. Think of this as Mario 64 at this point. When you walk into a door, it is a new painting that you're going into, or a new world you're going into.
New realm.
Wait, I did not do that right.
Heartbeat.
Bum. You know what? That's definitely... Yeah, that's... Oh, okay. Then I did do that right. Alright, cool. I wanted to get to here, but I don't know how I ended up doing that. Alright, so we are going to start... There's 4 of them. And this is the 4 big ones. What? No, that was weird.
Oh my god, this TV with bass.
Let's go!
Ba-da-dum.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same for you, but any game that has either a visual or auditory heartbeat effect always makes me conscious of my own heartbeat.
I know, I hate it. Also, that was not the correct...
I hate heart stuff.
Correct door.
If there's anything that makes me squeamish more than anything, it's heart stuff.
Ooh, that part reminds me of just that one little part where he's hitting the drums is one of the Midgar themes in FF7. This is the one I wanted to do. Okay, this is known as the colorless room. Now this is something where good luck figuring this out. So it says red knobs up, blue knobs down. Now, if you remember from last part, there was that weird arcade game thing that was a clown that randomly drew stuff.
Yeah.
That is what this is.
Holy crap, that was so long ago.
I know.
This game is intense.
Hello?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Got it. So I'm just following on this. Which ones you have to do? So this is peg up. Hello. And then we have down, up. Yeah. So this is like intense. Red is up. Blue is down. So down, down, and then up should make this work. And it does.
We did it. This game has insane puzzles.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, we did it, lads. There will be some switching. Oh, you have that. There will be some switching between 2 and 3, and I think back to 1.
Oh crap! There's 3 discs.
Yeah.
I thought this was a 2-disc game.
No, we didn't even fit it. This is kind of like Fear Effect. When we go back to that area, we'll be in disc 1 again. So yeah, there's a lot more to this.
All those unique cutscenes going through the hallway with the different bodies make sense now. Why it takes one entire disc. Hello. Whoa.
Alright, so
I was about to say we haven't seen this guy in a while.
tragedies occur on an isolated island where evil exists everywhere. Your past experiences have no meaning here. I'll erase your memories. Please hurry. Not much time is left. Yeah, well, I'm really effing around.
Oh, did you just say it's getting rid of all your items or something? Is that your memory?
Maybe.
Check your items.
The ship was tossed by a big side wave. I was thrown into the sea. These are literally like different games inside of a game. I don't know how to explain it beyond that. You're like not yourself. Not that you're ever anyone, but that is all I remember.
Oh, you're literally like role playing as like a guy.
Pretty
right
much.
now?
I managed to arrive at this island last night. I would have been eaten by the beast if I had not met her. The morning came.
Yo, this is cool.
I opened my tired and heavy eyelids because of the extreme tropical heat. A lingering scent of a woman left in the wooden bed.
I don't know why your girlfriend has these past lives in her subconscious, but sure. It's cool.
Reminded me of the sweet pleasures that we once had shared.
Is this game confirming that like past reincarnations exist?
I think so. So we are on an island.
In a past life, she was a sailor.
And this is a whole bunch of different nonsense going on.
Oh, the human? Is that a machine gun?
Yes. There's that dude. This game, it gets so much crazier. There is a lot going on. You're like living all these different like lives and whatever. So it looks pretty decent for the time period.
Where'd your waifu go?
She's coming. Excuse me. Hello.
I let you go up.
Maybe I have to just look at this. I will go down and take a look at that later. Okay.
Oh, you just have to look at it?
Yeah, maybe there's there's sometimes where there's very specific stuff you have to do, and maybe right, this ladder. Okay, duh. Durfus. I'll just go down this ladder, but not the other one. Screw you, other ladder. All right. Okay.
Man, thank God this game has like a good map, like a genuinely good map.
What was that? Another gunshot. Okay. And then we instantly want to go back up the ladder. And now we're going to go to that other one, which is why I was confused. Because essentially he would be like, I can't go down that way, there's a gunshot. Which, that's, gotta be honest, pretty reasonable. Oh, I wonder what is happening on this island. Sorry, I skipped that first part.
Are these like literally just like island native like?
Yeah.
Ooh, hi.
Yeah.
Seeing like humans in this game is so weird.
What's wrong? Are you alright?
Okay.
What is it? Say something. The lamp reminded me of the lost culture from the remote past. She is watching me with anxious eyes. Where is this island located, and what on earth is going on here? Okay. She still does not talk to me. She does not seem to understand my words. Perhaps this island is isolated and has no contact with the outside world. Or maybe she just doesn't know English, bro. It is not natural that she does not understand my language. Literally, this picture right here is literally Americans anywhere but America going to France. You don't speak English? The hell? But I can tell she has no fear in her eyes when she looks at me. She trusts me.
She's concerned about your cough.
I sat down next to her and started talking about my home country. About the couple next door who fought all the time, my 2 dogs, and the blue lake that I saw from the hill. While I was talking, she looked at me intently and smiled occasionally. I kept talking until the light filtered through the door gap turned dim. I drew near her, and we spent another night together by the faint lamplight. This game is officially at the point where it's a fever dream. The next day, she saw me off so I could search in the forest. Okay.
Let's check out those guns.
Yes, seriously.
Whoa. It's like I'm really there in the forest.
It's like I'm really there in the forest. How are we on time? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do like 5 more minutes. Yeah, so.
Oh, yeah. All your items.
Memories equal gone. Yeah. Good. Good. All right, so.
Although, why do you get all those films in the first area?
We still. We have to use them at one of the places.
So you just get your memories back.
Yeah. All right. Huh? Yeah, we're gonna go until like the next like major-ish thing. Luckily we can save at any point, which is nice. And we'll be very confused next time we start anyway. So you know. Yeah, I can easily at this like at first I was like, man, how's this game 3 discs? And now I'm like, oh yeah. Because this is like, by the way, this is one of all 4 of those doors have a unique place you go in, and each of those doors have 2 unique places you go in. So this is one of 8 of these Microcosm Labs. Yeah.
8 of them?
Yeah. A deep blue sea spreads it. And it's much more story-based and just finding the right place to go than it is, because you don't have specific items to use here, it's more of learn what's going on, talk to the people, blah, blah, blah. A deep blue sea spreads in contrast to the dark clouds that are about to rain. The sharp cliff stands too tall to allow landing on the island. I think that's all I have to do. Okay. So we're going to head down to the village real quick. And that might be a good place to end anyway. So we're just going to go... I know I'm silly for check-in. Yeah, just straight ahead. I really love this. Excuse me, mini-map. I think it's fantastic.
Dude, if this game didn't have a mini-map, it would be literally unplayable.
Forget about it. Alright. When I passed through the forest, I found a village. I was assaulted by some kind of feeling. An uncontrollable sense of disgust filled my body, and I sweat from anguish. Is anyone there? I felt as though someone was watching me from behind. I imagined a shadow of someone aiming a gun at me.
Oh, the village got massacred. That sucks.
Yeah, we just walked over a bunch of bodies. For what it's worth. The tide is out on the beach, and it looks like corpses are exposed. The vivid tragedy actually took place not too long ago. Well then. Okay. So we're gonna head up here a little tiny bit. Every time the game takes a second to think, I'm like, no. Oh!
Rip.
Speedrun ruined.
Actually, you're soft locked. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh yeah, just because you walk up one time. Nope. Can't do it, mate. Alright, we're gonna get to another part where we see another girl in a lamp situation, and that's the part we're gonna end at, because it'll be a nice little like story part to do. Dead bodies lie on the ground. I think that's it for... And then I just want to be sure I did this correctly. Burned and bloody bodies scattered there. Okay, so we did that. Okay. I wanted to make absolute sure that I saw that. We're going to head back to the crossroads. We're down to the crossroads. Still the best GH song. Deal with it.
It really is good. I really wish it was like ported to any modern game.
It's not on Rock Band?
No.
That's so ridiculous.
It's like one of those things that, as much as I love GH1 and it has the most soul of any game ever made, it's also an experience coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I absolutely agree. All right. The forest always looks the same. While I was wandering in the forest, thoughts detached from reality came up. Where am I? What am I looking for? And who am I? Okay. Now we're going to head back to our hut, which, as you can tell from this whole thing, it's like more of like a almost like a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
So technically, you don't have to do what we did first and get all the items ahead of time. You could find your way here and then do a couple of the microcosms and then continue on in the mansion. But I do like the way how this guide kind of set me up, where it's just like, hey, do all the mansion stuff first, get it done with, and then you can work in, because it feels less disjointed at that point, which I rather like. Okay, so we're returning to our hut. Peaceful.
Holy crap, mate. Okay.
Who killed the soldiers I found in the village? They were wearing the same combat uniforms. Something must have killed them instantly with an overwhelming force. And what she was afraid of could be the source of this power. Okay, so we are going to head back to... I kind of have these set up in like a paragraph form, so we're just going to finish this paragraph, which is one more line. We're going to go back to this cave. And then we are going to talk to our waifu, the girl that's chilling back here in this just cave full of pottery. Scared. What is she afraid of? She saved my life, so it is my turn to protect her.
What?
But those strange incidents in the village could have something to do with her. Wait a minute. It does not add up. The bodies found in the village seem to have been killed not too long ago. If they tried to kill each other, one person should survive. No, it can't be. I forced myself to summarize my thoughts. When I awoke, she was already up. Where had she been? While she was acting like a feeble woman in front of me, was she actually a maniac killer who shot every visitor on the island? While I was backing away from her, I repeated the dreadful thoughts. But it's not right. When I woke up yesterday morning, I heard a gunshot in the distance. No, she couldn't have done it. It is natural to think that there are some places that I have not visited yet, and there is someone hiding there to hunt for prey. I felt ashamed of myself to even have doubted her a little. Yes, she is being hunted. I am the only one who can protect her. Okay, White Knight. I tried to go out without saying anything. Children. 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 Future. That's a Simpsons reference. Children are the future. She spoke a word for the first time. What was that again? Children. Parents. My. What did you say after children?
Children?
She never spoke again.
Kino.
The scenes of the island came up in my mind. I know I must return home as soon as possible, but the look in her eyes pulls me back. Besides, I have no means to go back. I should concentrate on protecting her now. And that is where we will end. This is, like I said, this is the rest of the game. And I won't give anything else away, but every single microcosm part thing is different. It's much less do stuff and more exploring, which I very much appreciate.
That is pretty cool.
And I feel like all of these could be written into a short story, which is also very appreciative. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll have more Juggernaut soon. See ya!